The night before you came. Oh, hello, folks. It's a short video, a progress report on Castle Dalton, the building of Castle Dalton, Dalton Diarys. So here's the crappy shack, progressing in the outskirts. It's one of the original buildings. You can't get rid of it. But I'll quickly go into build mode and show you why you can get rid of it, but you get rid of it entirely. See, this is it here, showing up in yellow. Now if I pick it up, well, let me pick it up for some reason. Anyway, everything you see in yellow, it's all single unit. So if I get rid of it, I'll get rid of all of it. So I won't be doing that. Similarly, this shop is a single unit. So you can't just selectively get rid of it. You can't get rid of the pile of rubble here, because if you do that, you get rid of the walls and everything else. Anyhow, moving briskly on. That fishing net is separate. It's separate to the building itself. The walls of Castle Dalton. So this aspect looks pretty much the same. I've done some decorating on the roof. Those roof finials give it a more gothic style. And that house there, built into the walls in an expanded or fat turret, is nearing completion. And similarly, there's accommodation going into this turret here. This turret's really half a turret, so there's not really that much room. So I'm going to put some finial decoration upon it. There's wall walk there. Complete system of wall walk. And this is a closable door. It'd been known as a wicket gate in a medieval building. That's how it operates. You press the switch and closing it, and press the switch again to open it. I usually leave it open because it's so much more convenient when you're building. Might as well continue along the outside. Various gun turrets and so on are in place, so some of them are in temporary positions, painting the completion of the turrets. There's a turret there with a house built into it, and similarly this is going to have a house built into it. Quite a large house. Well, it's comparative compared to the small house. And here's one of the raiders that's hanging around. He hasn't gone away. Usually raider bodies disappear. I think there's probably more of them along the coast here. Being washed along. Might be miles away by now. Been washed away. So I've continued the shore defences right out to where the water gets deep. So they'd have to wade along right out here. And this is marking pretty much the edge of the build area. I'm not sure if it would be larger if half of the mods I've got active in the main game are active here. So notice that the build limit, I've got a mod for the main game with unlimited building, whereas here it is very limited, so I'm having to use the old ploy of dropping a pile of weapons and armor on the ground and then storing them repeatedly. Oh, that sounds a bit problematic. There's a boat, because it's meant to be a small fishing community. We're still going to build the castle out in the bay. Well, I call it a castle. 17th century tower house. Done nothing here. Oh yes, might as well do a tour of the interior. Somebody's left their bike here. And there's the concrete post I used to move it and sink it. I still haven't taken it away. Because without that post you could put the bike there close to the wall, but it wouldn't sit flush with the ground. There, its tire, its back tire would be off the ground and it would be effectively hovering. But in doing that, it sinks it down. You can do that with all sorts of things. You can sink generators and so on into the ground. That's how I got that generator more or less embedded in the rock there, using a post for the post glitch. You see how it's melded with the rock. Oh yeah, there's Sheffield, alcoholic. So this is going to be a restaurant, even though it's got bar written on it. It always amuses me, childish humour, to have a reformed alcoholic as a barman. I shot my liver. What with a Gatling gun? Use some of these ball turrets. So this house is going to be on 2 floors. Already got beds in there, so it's accommodation for guards at the moment. This would be another bedroom, or perhaps it might even be a small self-contained flat. A tiny little apartment with bed, fireplace, so forth and so on. It's one of the guard positions being used is. The right thing about what? Yeah. So you can see the line of the main street. This shore frontage. That's going to be the hotel there. Above the shops, a row of shops along here. The guard post, guard station. This house, which on the less defensible side, well, it doesn't need to be defended or heavily fortified because it's on the town side. It's like a medieval house with overhanging floors. Jettied, I believe you call it. It's jettied, where each floor projects out above the last. So the top floor has the most floor space. So in medieval towns with small streets, jetted buildings might almost meet overhead. So where the street might be quite wide, they'd be jetted over to where you could lean out your window and shake hands with the person across the street. The Great Fire of London put pay to a lot of that behaviour. Building in wooden architecture and jettying. Though London still has many narrow streets. This again is complete with roof decoration in the Gothic style. Ball turret there. So I have some 2 floors. A small space under here. Not big enough for accommodation. Though in the vanilla game I might have shoved a bed in here. But in so many of my ancient vanilla builds from however many 6 or 7 years ago, I would do things like that just because. Well, because I didn't know any better. Really, it's a learning process, and evolution and behaviour. So this again can be an apartment, perhaps on 2 floors, living room area. Actually, there's no upstairs unless you count this. Ah, here's some turrets I've just dumped, because they're going to go on this roof here. So this is really just a half turret. Even wondering whether I should put a window here, or one of the greenhouse doors that I use as windows. Oh, there you are, Nick. You just stay there. This is this small apartment downstairs and upstairs in the ladies' chamber. Up onto the roof. Well, this ladder deceptively gives access to both the roof here and there. So those gun turrets are going on that roof. But I might have some more on this roof. I'll see. Fireplace can go in here. I'll probably put a chimney above. Ah yes, here's greenhouse doors functioning as windows. Oh, there's a Brahmin having difficulty. Oh, managed to warp through the wall there. I don't know whether they have a learning process where they modify their route according to experience or not. Where they're differently stupid each time. So this is the biggest house so far that I've built here. There'll be many more houses, but that's the only one built into the, or house proper built into the walls. Quite like that fireplace. So there'll be a large living space, probably a kitchen over there. I haven't decided where I'm putting the bathroom. This might just be a bedroom with ensuite. Another way of saying the bath is going to be in the same room as the bed. And the toilet can be an outhouse. One of those wooden outhouses. Anyway, here's a greenhouse door functioning as a window and a door. A little balcony here. Quite like this little balcony. A Juliet balcony. As in a Romeo and a Juliet.
Too many folks these days count on violence to solve their problems.
I've still got this generator and water pump here. Haven't moved them again. And this is my apartment that I use to sleep the livelong day or whatever. When necessary to replenish my health, I come in here with a snoozy bye-byes on this bed. It's a very bijou room. Not too small, but I can't still put more furniture. I can put a chair there, so I can have a little sit down by the fire of an evening. Might be a bit hot though. Close the door and keep the riffraff out, otherwise I'll use my bed. In an emergency you don't want someone else using your bed. I've seen this already. The draw distance on the PS5 is very, very satisfying. As you can see, the structures are still appearing over there. Haven't de-resoluted, haven't dissolved with the distance. So you can go quite far away before your town disappears. Anyhow, that'll probably do for this video. So like it if you like it, and stay tuned for more. Subscribe if you want to see more. It doesn't cost anything. Cheerio.